Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me on another Monday with our PJ&C Monday start of the week with me, where I talk about subjects centering around self improvement as an entrepreneur. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Um, had another opportunity um, to be on the Friday Live with a wonderful woman, and very enjoyable conversation. I hope you were able to take a look at it in the replay if you didn't join us live. So, as I do most of the time, I reflect on the conversations, the interviews that we do for our podcast. And I have to say, and I know said it before, that I do learn a lot, um, mostly with the the ins and outs, the ups and downs of the paths that we walk. So, there's some information that I take that can be applied, you know, to your business or to anyone if you're in like a coaching platform or like direct um, contact with clients. You have that information that you can take from the lives and from the podcast. Um, and I apologize. Was our Friday live that I got this information from. But I always like to just ponder on what was discussed, and sometimes I don't really have any subject matter necessarily to share. But this past Friday, our guest really um, summed up a problem that I know that a lot of us have, if not all of us have, and that is the habit of comparing ourselves to others. In all transparency, I've kind of been struggling with that very thing because, I'm surrounded by amazing women. I'm surrounded by amazing, successful entrepreneurs who have so much, just a wealth of knowledge to share with all of us, whether we're new or whether we're in the middle or whether we've been an entrepreneur for 20 plus years. There's never anything that you can't take away from any of these interviews. So, um, comparing your backstage with someone else's front stage. Now, it wasn't um, expressed exactly like that on Friday, but I'll use that because just in case Licia wants to keep her phrase, I shall not steal it from her. But again, with me being surrounded by all these intelligent and interesting and successful women, and in with Grit and King, I'm surrounded by that on top of wealthy individuals. So I'm just starting out, and I don't feel that I am, not that I'm not intelligent, but I don't have like the business savvy yet. So, that's one thing the mentorship to partnership program that we've released, Grit and King, helps with. And I'm going to have the privilege of being able to complete that whole entire program. Right now, I'm just a few chapters in, but that program is a wealth of knowledge that really sets the guidelines to follow when becoming an entrepreneur or when building a business as an entrepreneur. Um, but aside from that, uh, you know, there's a lot that I still need to learn. And so I tend to feel inferior, inadequate. I don't know what the right word is exactly because I have confidence in myself and I know that I have a lot of skills to bring to the table, but there's still, I'm still lacking, I'm still learning. And so it's a little hard not to compare myself to, say, Missy or the brilliant women that we have on here, or, some of the connections that we make through our day to day with Grit and King. It's kind of hard not to feel, you know, kind of like the kid in the room. I don't really know. But anyway, however you want to put it, it can seriously cripple, your forward progress. And I can't say that I haven't had some thoughts of kind of quitting, if that's the right word. But fortunately, I again, I'm surrounded by wonderful friends. Missy, of course, we've been friends for 28 years. Nesto, our business partner and her life partner, he's a wonderful mentor and um, guide, on this path. And without them, I probably wouldn't be here. So I'm thankful that I had the support that it was almost built in, really, since we've known each other for so long. But I still tend to compare myself, even to Missy sometimes. And it's not a good thing to do because first of all, you don't know what people have gone through to get to where they have. You know, I know firsthand some struggles of of myself and Misty, but others, you see them in the front, you see them on front and center on the stage, and how they are being successful and how far they've come. But I can't do that because, good morning, Missy. I can't do that because I don't have that experience. I haven't gone through those twists and turns, those ups and downs like other entrepreneurs have. And so it's not fair to me to compare where I am or to compare my literacy, business literacy, to someone else who's been in the game for so much longer. And so that really hit me because I had a couple discussions, or I had a couple discussions over the weekend with my business partners, and just kind of expressing to them how I'm feeling. So when the discussion on Friday, it brought that up. I mean, I didn't bring it up. It just happened to be one of the topics that we discussed, and it really hit me in the heart because I realize that's what I'm doing. And I'm realizing that that's not good for me because it could slow me down. It could stall me out. Although, Missy's not going to let that happen. But if, say I didn't have her, it could do that. And so what I learned was that you have to, for lack of a better term, stay in your lane. So I know where I'm supposed to be. I know what lane I'm supposed to be in. And I know what I need to do to get to the point where I won't have those feelings of, again, I'll call it inadequacy. I won't have those feelings. Um, See, I told you. I won't have those feelings. Oh, shoot. I lost my train of thought. I think it's all I have to say. But anyway, I can't do that is what I'm trying to say. And none of us can do that because, again, we don't know this other person's story. We don't know the person's story that we're comparing ourselves to, or the people, if we're comparing ourselves to more than one person. We just have to have confidence in ourselves, Have confidence in the abilities and the skills that we have. No one has the same skill set. No one has the same abilities. No one has the same knowledge, experience, wisdom. No one has the same level as another person. So we really have to take that into account when we're assessing ourselves, not anybody else, but ourselves. And so we cannot compare ourselves to anyone else. And so that helped me. And again, I'll continue to think about it, but it's going to be something in my head, a phrase that I'm going to kick out every time those feelings start back up, that I cannot compare my backstage with someone else's front stage. It's not good, and for anybody, and it's not fair to ourselves. And one thing I really like is when I'm around people who help me to stretch my limit or even push me to stretch my limit. And again, going back to Missy and Nesto, they really helped me to get far. And Missy has always told me that I have to keep pushing through the uncomfortableness in order to get on the other side, in order to push that boundary out so that I'm more likely to take risks or more likely to do things that scare me. And I have learned that it's uncomfortable or scary when you don't know. But once you do it once or twice and you know how it's going to go, or you know the feelings that you're gonna have that you need to overcome, the easier that gets. Now, do I still have a hard time? Yes, of course. But any of you, I challenge you to look at my first live, my very first one by myself, and then this one. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure there's some improvement there. Um, but it's in order to gain the confidence that we need so that we're not comparing ourselves to anybody else, we need to practice what we are preaching. We need to get into something and see it through. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of those feelings that the unknown, exactly 100% improvement. And again, and I've talked about this too, being an entrepreneur, both Missy and I both have, being an entrepreneur, it's you have no choice but to practice self-improvement. You have no choice but to grow because it's a important piece and a requirement really as an entrepreneur to be able to do that. So that is something that I wanted to share today. And there's one other, because I had looked up an article just to kind of get some context. But what one of the women that was in this article said something that really stuck with me. Comparison is truly the thief of joy, and that sums it up very, very well. You're not going to be happy if you're constantly comparing yourself to others, whether it be something you want to do, like say a TikTok video on TikTok, or get on Instagram and post some content, personal videos or what have you. You know, I scroll through those platforms. I see how very comfortable some people look on camera, and I know how I feel being on camera. But again, I can't compare myself because guaranteed it took them a while and a lot of practice to get to that point. So please, 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 let's not compare ourselves to anyone else. Let's stay in our backstage and let's work towards the front stage, our front stage, not anyone else's front stage. So thank you so much for your time. I hope that you all have a wonderful week. Missy will be back on Wednesday with her live. Um, ooh, we're getting hello, Ernesto. You are your own best asset that nobody else can compare to. Exactly. We have to know there's nobody like us. So thank you very much. Thank you, Missy. Thank you, Nesto, for watching and for commenting. And we will see you again together, both Missy and I, on Friday. And please watch out for tomorrow, the podcast. So everyone take care. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.